and Marc Chouen, the host of the brand new show for Shot of Wrestling, Hollywood's Corner, where I interview your favorite wrestlers from around the world. And today I have a very special guest with me, a fellow member of the Satsujin Squad. Give it up for Rick Recon.
How y'all doing, guys? It's been a while. I'm psyched to be on Shot of Wrestling as always in Hollywood's Corner. So I'm with it. I mean, is this going to be the next Piper's Pit?
Sure, why not?
I'm with it. Like, I'm always with it.
All due respect to Roddy Piper, but you know, I got my own style, I got my own class. I mean, look at this, man. Look at this suit.
Yes. Look at that suit. Look at that suit.
I see you're wearing a Shot of Wrestling shirt right there. You're 2 for 2 with our guests wearing the merch.
Of course. Look at that, and it's all on that nice chiseled chest too.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're definitely flexing hard there.
That's not really hard. I'm just kind of like puffing it out slightly.
This wasn't always the case for you, though, right? I mean, like you started out. You weren't born this way. This being a cyborg assassin, you took a lot of work. Yeah, tell me a little bit about that.
I built myself. That's what it comes down to. I made myself a human machine.
I mean, quite literally.
All that water helps, bro. Trust me.
Yeah. Instead, I have this right here.
Man, that's like little league shit. Come on.
Oh, dude, I mean, I can't get up to that level, man. I mean, we're going to have 2 jack guys right there. We might as well be a tag.
Yes.
That's the case.
Yes. We need a jacked manager, man. A jacked commentary guy, because then they can't knock you around and shit. So what the hell?
No, listen, Rick, tell me about the younger days, you know, before you became Rick Recon. You know, as you said, you know, you weren't always the physical specimen as you are today. Tell us a little bit about that. Tell us about little Rick Recon.
What it comes down to is I got tired of being picked last or second to last on all the sports teams at school or college or anything like that. It's kind of really sucked, honestly. And I just kind of, I don't know, I just had kind of had enough. You know what I mean? Like everybody talks, you always have that story of, ooh, the bully pushing you down on the beach and kicking sand in your face, that old cartoon. I mean, I could probably just say that's basically why. And then I have a huge Terminator mark. Arnold Schwarzenegger mark. Arnold Schwarzenegger pretty much did it for me. And let's be honest, that's really why I became the cyborg assassin. Was I loved Terminator, loved Arnold since I was like 9 or 10 years old. And I think that's been the kind of the driving force to be that. Because I mean, look what he made himself. He was a poor kid from Austria, and look where he is now. I mean, if he wasn't foreign born, he'd probably already be president of the United States.
I'm all into motivation and inspiration, and his videos are just his motivational speeches are just like bar none. It gets me jacked up, and it feels like, you know, anyone can do anything in this world as long as you follow his 6 basic rules in life. You know. I'm sure you've heard that speech before yourself.
Oh yeah. I've heard the speech before. Actually, one of my favorite lines from that is, "You can't climb the ladder of success with your hands in your pockets." So you mentioned, just briefly, I don't want to take too much time on this, but I actually have some photos of little Rick Recon, and I'm going to show you one from when I was about 16. So this is a couple years before I decided that, all right, let's go hit the gym.
Look at that. Look, I still recognize that look. The eyes right there. That's the only way I can still tell that's Rick Recon. Those bangs. You look like you're a Beatle.
Emo, brother. Emo. Okay, this is the start of the emo phase. This is the start before I grew out the long, luscious locks. And well, at this time I grew them over my face just because, you know, I just did. I was a little too much of a fan of My Chemical Romance, so
you can't be too much of a fan of My Chemical Romance. Let's be real.
Yeah, oh no, I know. I'm just saying, like, I was like, people were like, "Luke, it's Gerard Way." Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, that's the little Rick Recon before I became, you know, what I am now. So
And dude, I gotta say, I mean, you're branding yourself the right way. You know, you want to become a Terminator, you want to become a cyborg, and more, you've been looking the part. Hell, when I first met you at LAW, you looked the part. And
Oh yes, with that really bulky armor jacket. I mean, it's a cool jacket, but bulky ass armor jacket, just covering up all the gains. Because for some reason, I was like, yeah, that's a good idea.
I remember too. I mean, it took you a bit to get rid of that. You did not want to get rid of the jacket quite a bit, and I know it was Eric Jaden that was advising, dude, lose the jacket, lose the vest, lose the vest.
Yes, there was two. Well, there was. I'll say this: there was one guy that told me lose the jacket, and then I switched it to like an armored vest. But that's its own thing. But the guy that actually told me, "Yo, you need to lose that bulky jacket because it takes you forever to take it off," was Danny Cage of Monster Factory.
Yeah.
Tryout at Monster Factory, and he was like, love the gimmick. I get exactly what you're going for, but my God, kid, take off that goddamn jacket. And I was like, all right. About, I don't know, 3 weeks later, it was gone pretty much. So then I went to the vest, and then eventually that came off, and the singlet came off when it was too fucking loose to be on me anymore. So, and now we're here where I'm like, hey guys, here you go. If you want me shirtless, no problem. I got you.
Tell us about evolving as a character, because even from when I first met you to now, you've definitely evolved quite a bit. And I'm not even just talking about your physique, your in-ringer look. I'm talking about your character. I'm talking about your moveset even. Walk us through, like, what goes into evolving pretty much everything as a wrestler.
Well, I mean, evolving comes with time and with experience, and I think it's a combination of guys that really take it seriously and don't want to be left behind. They want to improve. They want to be able to hang with either the new crop of guys or the guys that are levels above them so they can keep on moving up. Guys that get stuck in a rut and in one spot, they never keep going. They stay in that same spot. That's just how it is. Two like perfect examples of that would be, one's my all-time favorite. One's like just he's still doing his thing. One is Undertaker. Like, yes, he's Undertaker. He's always been that. Hasn't changed. Well, once he came to WWF, he was always Undertaker. Like, he never changed his like gimmick or whatever. But like, as you look through the years, like, he changed, he evolved, even his little things, color of his gloves, he had a mask, then he was Ministry of Darkness, then he was American Badass, Phenom. So he kind of like, he evolved. He was always that foundational, he's the Undertaker, but he always evolved with the times. Same thing with Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho, I swear to God, the second that he feels he's stale, he changes immediately. And he just has a knack for like just evolving with pop culture. He just knows how to do it. I always want to be better than my last match. I don't want to regress. I don't want to stay in the same spot. Every match I've had, good or bad, and most of the matches I've had were good. Some were great. A couple were duds. Everybody's going to have them. That's just how it is. But each one is a learning experience, and you learn like what to do, what not to do, what works, what doesn't, what gets over for you. Because guys got to remember, sometimes you might do something and it gets over, but another guy will do that same thing and it won't get over, and vice versa. That's just how it works. You have to understand what works for you, friend, for your gimmick. So, I mean, mine kind of went from like more of like a super soldier, kind of like the Winter Soldier. That was a big kind of influence at first, and then it kind of was like, I like the Terminator. Like, a lot of people liking me the Terminator. A lot of people liking me to the Cyborg. So I was like, okay, let's explore that, and then it just kept going from there. And then I really started delving into, as far as like film and things to watch and things that I took from was Japanese wrestling. All Japan, Noah, New Japan, of course. That's like my favorite thing to watch. Anything like that. I just loved the style. I loved the action of everything was like, that's some shit. that's awesome. It was amazing. So like that's kind of where it influenced, because honestly, I mean, I've worked guys that like really good guys that were like, no, I don't really watch Japanese wrestling. I don't really do that. It's not really my thing. I don't really get into that. So I'm like, okay, so I'm going to do that because I don't want to be everybody else. I don't want to be the guy that takes the spot that they saw last week on NXT and repeats it and then pretend that they came up with it themselves, because they didn't. So
no, your moveset is pretty unique because it's a combination of like stuff that mainstream stuff that you may see on TV, but also there are moves, especially like your new Skynet move, which I personally haven't seen before anywhere else. And admittedly, I don't watch New Japan wrestling, especially like you, the way you do. I'm aware of what happens over there. You show me some clips, pretty good stuff. But obviously, it's a cool blend because it's a mix of mainstream and stuff that people, the main audience, hasn't seen before. So I think it's a smart way how you do it, because it does make you stand out from the other wrestlers on the card. But touching on some people that you've wrestled, you've wrestled some notable names here. You've wrestled Bob Evans, Justin Credible. You've wrestled, Simon Gotch. How can I forget about him? And that's just off the top of my head here. What did you learn from any of these guys, if anything at all?
I learned, like, they're all three names, but they're all different styles. Like Bob Evans can go with anybody, but Bob Evans he's still old school wrestling. You know what I mean? He taught me to like just go with it. You don't, because there's guys that like they have to fight or they have to wrestle A to Z. He's not really one of those guys. He's like, let's feel it and let's go out there and let's go. And he taught me a lot. He taught me more on car rides than he taught me in the ring. Like, no offense. Like, I learned a lot from wrestling him, but he just taught me more like how to carry yourself, how to push yourself as your brand and your business. As far as Just Incredible, he's just incredible. I'm just gonna I like the guy. Trust me, I love the guy. I really do. He's a really nice dude, but he's just incredible. He is the wing it as we go guy. We're gonna pull out some shit and we're gonna start throwing it at each other and we're gonna see what happens. Simon Gotch, I would say probably he was a spark to really revamping who Rick Recon was as the cyborg, as the American assassin, whatever. Like, he was the guy that was like, stop thinking in the box, stop thinking so cookie cutter with everything. Stop doing things off of just reflex, the same dance that everybody else does. You know, and the whole like, tackle, drops and hip toss, leapfrog, body slam, drop kick bullshit. Like, you can do it in your sleep. Like, everybody's seen this already 1,000 times. Like, if you're gonna do it differently. And he also taught me like to like think outside the box in terms of like actually fighting, grappling, mat-based wrestling. Like, it's not to put it nicely and politely, it's not a fucking dance. It's not a dance. It's wrestling. So wrestle.
Like, your opponents should know what they're getting themselves into. It's a fight.
Yeah, it ain't gonna be dancy. Let's do this and this, and with your indie darling bullshit. Like, I'm not gonna deal with it. Like, I'm gonna punch you in the face, and then let's see how your game plan works out from there. Because everybody's got a plan and they get punched in the face.
Now,
that's a pretty famous saying. I think we all know who said it. So, but that's where I learned. I learned from a whole like range of like different spectrums of wrestling. So that's but I learned from everybody I've wrestled, whether they're names, whether they're vets, whether they're a little more on the green side, either one. I learned from everybody and learn in every match. So that's just how you do it. You have to do that. You never stop learning.
No, you never stop learning. I love this story. When it pertains to acting, Julia Roberts, everyone knows who she is. Oscar winner, first woman to break $20 million at the box office for herself as her salary. You know, she's known to carry a notebook around to keep taking notes because she always wants to evolve. She said that she always wants to stay a student, you know, because it keeps her fresh because she always evolves. You know, and I think anyone that's successful, they have that mentality, you know, because the moment you feel like that you're the smartest person in the room or you know it all, then I think that's it, man. It's time to hang it up.
Yep, time to wrap it up. That's how it is. It's just how it is. I absolutely agree with that. There's that, and then there's also like guys that they're worried about losing their spot. Brother. The second you worry about losing your spot, you lost it. Somebody else already came in and basically took it. So that means if you're worried about it, you're not as irreplaceable as you think you are.
Now, when people say about losing their spot, you know, it always reminds me, because I played sports growing up, you know, and it reminds me of that mindset, because you guys are athletes, but you're also performers.
Yeah.
So like, it's not like, hey, you get injured, or hey, like, you know, you don't perform, or you lose your spot. Like, it's a show. You know, you guys are putting on a show. Everyone has a spot. Everyone has a place on the card in the show.
Yes.
You know, is it more like that, or is it more like cutthroat like sports?
It can be cutthroat, be very cutthroat, because.
But is it based on performance or based on attitude?
I think it's both, honestly, because my thing is, you could be the best wrestler in the world, but if you're an asshole, no one wants to work with you.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you that. There's plenty of guys that we've both shared locker rooms with that were excellent workers, excellent wrestlers, but they're assholes. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. And guess what? You don't want to work with them. You don't want to deal with them. And that's just how it is. Attitude is a big thing. Your reputation is another. You can take a lifetime to build a reputation, and it takes about 5 seconds to lose it.
Oh,
in the business, and it's almost impossible to get it back. Like, you can get it back, but it takes a long time to do it, because everyone's ready to, especially in a business where, you know, politicking can run rampant. I'm not saying that that's the be all end all. Like, oh, you politic me to get me out of here. No, he just drew more money than you did. But like, let's face it, there's politics, and we all know this.
There's politics in everything, you know.
Exactly. That's what I don't understand. Like, people need to understand that, like, there's politics in, you have a crappy call center job, you know what I mean? And you politic the supervisor to give you a promotion instead of the other guy. Well, let's face it, in wrestling, your promotion is giving you a title. So that's one of the ways of being promoted, or getting a pay raise in your envelope. It's the same thing. Like, it's a business, and people need to treat it like it's any other business. And the other thing people need to do is, I'm not against, like, being professional. Hey man, how you doing? Shake hands, fist bump, whatever we're doing now in this, you know, COVID world. I have no issues with that. That's good. Be professional. But, like, understand that these are, most of the people you're going to be in a locker room with, they're your coworkers. You know, you have those coworkers you're very close with, your small, as we would say, you know, inner circle.
The clique, whatever you want to call them.
The clique, right? Oh, that crap. But, like, it's you're gonna have your coworkers, like, you're cool with them, but you're not gonna, like, go there and, like, you're not close with them, and people need to understand that. Like, there's the whole wrestling family, but, like, you really, like, you need to understand, you have your close people that you're close with, and you are actual friends with outside of it, and then everybody else is kind of like, hey, how you doing? But from over there.
It's a job.
It's a job. Exactly. It's a job, and do your job. It's not that hard. Like, it really isn't. It's just do your job, you know, and honestly, to me, if you do your job, you will be rewarded. If you happen to be in a promotion where, let's say, you do your job, but then you don't feel appreciated, guess what? Go find another job or another promotion to work for. It's again, it's like any other job. If you're getting crapped on at your current shoot job, go find another one. That's the great thing about being an independent contractor.
Or sometimes it's a matter of, like, looking inwardly, which is very hard for a lot of people to do. It's like, what can I do better?
Yes, exactly. No one wants to accept that, hey, I need to be better.
Or what am I doing wrong?
Yes, exactly. What am I doing wrong? How can I be better? Et cetera, et cetera. Anything.
Take
Like
responsibility.
Yes, take some responsibility. It's not always everybody else's fault. That's why I got better. Because somebody told me, you're good, but you need to get better.
And
so you got potential, but you need to get better.
That's great advice.
And I went, okay, I'll get better. So that when we work again, you don't have anything to say.
Like the great Michael Jordan said in The Last Dance, and I took that personally.
Yes, and I took that very personally. But again, rather than crying about it or putting a status up of blah, 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 so-and-so, you're not letting me shine, blah, 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 whatever crap, vague posts everybody likes to post up, and then they wait for the comments. What happened? Oh, what's going on, man? Oh, I'll DM you. Bro, if you really have the balls, just tag me in it. Just tag me in it, and we'll have it out in private, and then that's it. But to me, it's like, yo, I hear, you're good, but you need to work on this. You're great in this area. This isn't so good. Get this up. Guess what? That hour, I'm working on that needs to get better.
No, especially if you're passionate about something, especially, if
Yes.
this is like your dream. You need to work on those things. You don't want to hear all the time. It's like, oh man, you did such a good job. You did such a good job. I know for myself as a performer, I get sick and tired of hearing like someone say, oh, you did a good job. You did a great job, blah, blah, blah. I'm looking for that one person to tell me, I didn't like what you did there. I think this is what you could do different, blah, blah, blah. Yes. I don't ever want to hear you suck and that's the end of it. If that's the case, then that's the case.
Yeah, like you gotta give me something, man. Like, be at least like, if you're gonna say like you suck or you didn't do this right, okay, well, what should I have done then?
Right.
What's your alternative? Like those people that just like say you suck or oh you did that wrong and have nothing to like follow it with, like to get better. Just
I put them in the same category as the people that tell me like great job. Like it's the same category. Yeah. You're not helping me.
Yes, exactly. You're inflating my ego, and I don't need that. I need to get
better. unless you tell me, hey, great job. I really like you did this. That's helpful.
Yes,
very helpful.
That's fine. Exactly. So that would just mean, great, I did that well. I'll continue doing that. But don't just blanket statement like, oh, that was great. Oh, great match, man. I don't know. Did you actually watch it?
Yeah, right.
Because I've had some duds, and I came to the back, and they're like, good match, man. I said, no, it wasn't. That was terrible.
Or like the best though is seriously like when they break down, when they try to help you out. That's always the best.
That's good. I like that. That's a thing that that's Bob Evans. So just kind of come back to that. That's Bob Evans. Bob Evans, you'll fight him, you'll beat each other up, and then he'll go, all right, kid, this was great. This is great. What the hell was that? This was good. Actually, he's never said that, but because I'm pretty solid with shit. But yeah, he gives constructive criticism, whether he's across the ring and I've already beat the snot out of him, or he was looking through the curtain and watching me beat the snot out of somebody else. He is like, all right, this was good. This was good. That could have been better. This and this and this. So that's invaluable.
It is rare in anywhere, wrestling, acting, any other type of sport out there, to get like that invaluable advice, to help you like hone your craft. But, I say to anyone that like, if you do know who that person is in your life, if you found a person in your life to keep it 1000% real with you, hold on to them. They're a keeper. That's what I would.
Yeah. Yes. If you find that mentor that's legit, don't lose them, because it's almost impossible to find another one. It's really to find another one.
Those are the true gems.
Exactly.
Now, Rick, I want to change course here. Going to BCW. You're getting your shine here with an opportunity to go for the Grand Dragon Championship. You're in the tournament there. You moved on when you beat and decimated and destroyed Blaze Haram. I was there. It was a great time. Tell me what that would mean to you, winning that championship at BCW.
I think that would validate a lot of the a lot of things for me at BCW. I feel like I've been on the cusp of being that guy in a lot of different places, or having my time in a lot of different places. BCW is one of them. I love BCW. I really, truly do. They do have something special. Absolutely do. That's why they've been around. They have survived in shark-infested waters longer than anyone thought that they would, against promotions that have wanted to tear them down, and those promotions are no longer around.
Exactly.
So,
BCW still standing, still holding strong.
Yes. So what does that tell you? But that would mean like you are one of the top guys there, because anyone that has a title at BCW is legit. It's not just like, here kid, here's a toy, play with that, go away. It's legit. Everybody. The tag champs are legit. Women's champ is legit. The heavyweight champ, prick that he is legit. I absolutely cannot take anything away from Darius Carter. Like, he might rub a lot of people the wrong way, but no one can take it away from him that he is a legit competitor.
Absolutely. 800 days strong.
That's never been doubted. I know people go, oh, well, the pandemic, and shut up.
He's still out there competing.
He had it from November of 2018.
Right.
Till now. I mean, hell, if he goes till November of this year, that's 3 years. Jesus.
And look who he's beaten.
Yes, he's beaten a lot of people. He's beaten legit people for it too. It wasn't just, run-of-the-mill average Joe type people. It was their actual, competitors. I mean, I will say, like, eventually he and I will cross paths, regardless of whether it's for the title or not.
Oh, I keep saying it.
That match will be something, because to me, that right there that'll also validate me that I can hang with Darius Carter. And he knows I can hang with him, because there's a lot of other guys he'll run down. I don't think he's going to sit there and run me down, because he knows that I can go. So there's that. I'm going to throw that out there. I'm going to throw down the gauntlet.
Listen, I've been always calling for that match to happen. Because,
yes, absolutely.
We love Eric Jaden. Unfortunately, he fell short of getting the job done. The future of Satsujin Squad is looking a little murky here. We don't know what's going to happen here. We do know the squad is still going to be the squad. But, Eric Jaden, we don't know if he can come back. And
yes, I'm hoping, dude. I'm praying every day he can, honestly. That he can come back. But I'll tell you what, if he can't, for whatever reason, God forbid, he can't come back, I'll do it for him. I'll pick up the torch, I'll pick up the flag, and I'll run it all the way in again. I'll do that.
And let me tell you this, brother. Me, the Hollywood assassin, Marc Chouen, I will be there by your side as that happens. We will run that company. We will win championships together. Darius Carter will be an afterthought from BCW, because Rick Recon will be the new face of the company.
I don't even need him to be an afterthought. He's to be honest, he's too good to be an afterthought, and that's a hell of a reign. But man, to be the one to break that reign, woof, you will be the guy.
So I want to go switch gears to the Satsujin Squad. As we mentioned, though, the future is looking a little bit murky here. How do you feel about this change, about this possible transition of the squad itself?
I think it's time, honestly. Not only do performers evolve, but factions evolve. Everyone will go their separate ways at some point, whether everyone splits or just certain members leave and then are either, I don't even want to say replaced, because each member of the squad is their own entity. So you can't really replace them, but you can add on to the squad itself.
There's going to be no replacing what we did. We had a very special thing going for how many years? 2, 3 years?
I want to say yes. It will be 3 this summer. It'll be 3 of the squad in all its iterations, from the Deadly Saiyan squad to the Satsujin squad. Whatever everyone wants to call us. Factions on the independents, for them to last that long, it means something. It means there's something special there, because most of them last a year, maybe, before everybody's egos go after each other and they just eat each other like piranhas. I've seen it. so many factions out of Jersey, just in the city. They just absolutely, they eat each other alive because individual ego takes over, and it just ruins the collective of the group. And I'm not necessarily talking about for us. I think it was just honestly just creative differences, and just things just change. And I'm not gonna lie and bullshit and say that this pandemic didn't have anything to do with it. It just kind of separates everybody after a while, and everybody's priorities change. People move. People end up just changing themselves, and then they go, you know, I have to do what's best for me and my circle of people outside, whether it's the circle of people in wrestling or also outside of it. I mean, everything changes. That's just how it is. Let's be grown-ups about it. But I no, Satsujin is not going to die.
Rick, I can talk all day with you, my man, but we have limited time here. Listen, my man, where can they find you next? I know wrestling's been on pause, but I know you're still working. So where can we find you next?
I got a couple dates coming up. A few of them. Some of them, the places have kind of like, they haven't, I know the dates, but they haven't announced them. They kind of want to keep them like to be announced. But one of the places that I will be returning to next month is Titan Championship Wrestling in Jersey. So, I mean, that was one of the only places that was running consistently during the pandemic. They ran excellent shows. I mean, to me, I feel that they were one of the companies that set the standard for how to do outdoor show.
They were one of the first.
Yeah. They were one of the first, and honestly, I feel that they did it like, I'm not just saying this, they really feel like they did it the best. And everyone from the fans to everyone in the locker room, they were safe.
That's awesome.
That's all you can ask for, you know what I mean? And the locker room, if any of them felt like off, they didn't come. And they told the promoter, yo, I'm not feeling good, man. You know, stay home. You're good. No problem. No one showed up sick. No one showed up without a test. Everyone was solid.
Rick, where can they find you on social media, man?
Well, Facebook is just Rick Recon. You'll see me, cool dude with the shades. You'll know me. Instagram is Rick_Recon. Like, simple as shit. Twitter is Rick Recon with the number 1 after it. Go follow me. Give me a reason to be more active on Twitter. And anybody that wants to support as far as merchandise goes, I know that obviously like shows, it's kind of hard and it's a little weird with intermissions and stuff. Pro Wrestling Tees, prowrestlingtees.com/Rick Recon. I mean, they got sales all the time. Got some dope ass shirts. You know what I mean? So go over there and support. I mean, that's where you find me on social media. Anybody that wants to support and actually get shirts, get them from there. They're solid. Boom.
There it is. Rick, thank you for joining my show for Hollywood's Corner. I can't wait to rock out with you again in person. Get out there and win some gold. And for everyone else, you can follow Shot of Wrestling on all forms of social media, just Shot of Wrestling. And be sure to subscribe to our show. We tune in every Monday with our podcast. It's me and Michael J. Puddy rocking it, talking about weekly shows. We're talking about wrestling news. We talk about everything. And guys, you can follow me at yourfavoriteactor.com. That's my website and all my social media links on there. Until next time, Hollywood is out.